We all probably know by now that Apple is making the switch from Intel processors to its own custom Apple silicon, starting out with the latest lineup of M1 MacBook Airs, MacBook Pro, and Mac Mini that was released back in November. Now, at the time, we did a bunch of tests on everyday tasks and performance, and we were absolutely blown away by the efficiency and power that the M1 Macs offered over Intel-based machines. And if you want to check out those videos, you can click the card here in the upper right corner. Obviously, Intel didn't take this breakup super well. In fact, the company recently started a new ad campaign with Justin Long, who used to star in Apple's famous Get a Mac ad years ago. This time, instead of being a Mac, Justin is just a regular guy who thinks that the latest PCs based on Intel are far and away better than what Apple is putting out there with the M1 lineup. The company claims that nobody uses Macs for gaming and highlights limited number of ports and lack of touchscreens, etc. I know for most users like myself, performance and efficiency are probably a bit more important than some of the things that Intel is slamming Apple about. Do I wish that we could play a lot of the games that you could play on an Intel-based machine? Sure, but it's not 100% necessary. I primarily use my Macs for work. I do agree on the whole port stuff. You know, I would love to have more options, but there are also plenty of Intel machines from companies like Dell, for example, that only offer up one singular USB-C port, and that is it. Even the campaign website has a heavily biased list of all these categories that Intel is superior over when it comes to the M1 Mac, and it all just seems a bit hypocritical. This week, reports out of the Intel camp are starting to reverse course, with Intel pinning some of its hopes on actually manufacturing Apple silicon chips in the future. Intel's new CEO revealed that the company's future plans, which include the creation of a separate Intel Foundry Services business and 2 new chip factories that are actually going to be built in Arizona. Going forward, Intel wants to become a major provider of foundry capacity in the United States and Europe, manufacturing chips for other companies. So when discussing these plans, Intel CEO said that the company obviously plans to pursue Apple as a potential customer for producing silicon chips for Apple's new devices. As of right now, Apple relies pretty heavily on Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, to produce all A-series chips for iPhones, iPads, Mac, etc. TSMC is Apple's sole supplier, so it's possible that Apple could look to diversify its supply chain and allow Intel back into the mix. But if Intel really wants that to happen, it should probably consider scaling back some of these anti-M1 ads that it's been pushing so hard over the last week or so. Of course, I'd love to know your thoughts on all of this. Do you agree with some of the information that Intel has been putting out there about M1 Macs? And do you think Apple should allow Intel to start producing chips for the company in the future? Just go ahead and let me know your thoughts on everything in the comments down below. This has been Dan with Mac Rumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.